Hey everyone, I'm back and today we're going to be talking about Black Bag. And this movie came out in 2025 and it's directed by Steven Soderbergh. And he's a director that I really like, and it stars Kate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender. I thought this was a really enjoyable spy thriller where there's not really much action. It's mostly just like a cat and mouse game, and it's 90 minutes, doesn't waste any time. It's a great thriller, and there's a decent amount of characters in this film and much going on with these characters. But I feel as though this movie balances everything out pretty well. It does everything that it has to keep you intrigued with the story and the plot lines that are going on in this movie. And I felt as though those were very successful. The performances were pretty great. I loved Michael Fassbender. He's the main character out of all of them, and just what he goes through and what we discover from his character just through his actions says a lot about his character, and I found that to be pretty entertaining. And I wasn't bored, luckily, with it to be 90 minutes and not a whole lot of room to be bored. And I thought that this movie had some really interesting ideas sprinkled throughout that worked for me and made me think about it a bit more after I was done watching it. Even though they're not the most original ideas ever, they were still interesting and added to the film, and it made me like it just a little bit more at the very least. I'll say that much about it. And I did enjoy how this movie wrapped up. I thought it was very satisfying overall. And it's not really an action movie. There's very little action. It's mostly dialogue and just characters searching through things. And that's, I guess, the closest you get to action for most of the movie. And I think that's perfectly fine for a movie like this. And I'm not trying to spoil anything, but that's most of what the experience of the movie is like. It's not very loud for much of it. It's not over the top. It's not super crazy. It's just nice, contained, and doesn't overstay its welcome, knows exactly what it needs to be, and it just goes with it. It looks nice, and the music worked pretty well in it for much of the film. And if I'm going to talk about issues with the film, there were some scenes that I found to be a bit more engaging than others, and there were also some goofy things in the third act. They were just minor things, but I felt as though they could have been improved just a little bit better. But in terms of issues, that's about it. And by the end of the film, there wasn't really much that I had to say about it negatively. Most of it was just really enjoyable to me, and that's the kind of stuff that I like. And this movie never once fell into this hole of like, oh, there's too many characters, too many storylines, trying to be too big for what it is, like it easily could be, but it never falls into that trap. It kind of reminded me a little bit of something like Bad Times at the El Royale or The Hateful Eight, where there's a decent amount of characters, but not too many. It doesn't get too complicated. You get a good sense of these characters, and everything makes sense with what the movie is going for, and it's very enjoyable overall. And the characters are also very memorable and fun to watch. I haven't really talked much about them, but they were very enjoyable characters to watch on screen, and I don't want to say too much about them because I don't want to spoil anything. So definitely check this movie out whenever you get the chance. I thought it was great, and I'll definitely be watching it again, and I'm sure it's pretty easy for just about anyone to watch because it's so short. It's nice and short, right in that sweet spot, 90 minutes. And I wish there were more like movies like this that were like 90 minutes that didn't overstay their welcome. We don't really get too many of those nowadays that are just something like this. If it was given to any other director, it would probably be at least 2 hours, if not 2.5 hours, in my mind at least. But I'm happy that it's just 90. But anyways, I've kind of rambled on a little bit. But anyways, love this movie. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Black Bag an 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Black Bag, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Never seen it before. Directed by Ang Lee. the film he made before Hulk. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.